Hey everyone, I'm Pete here, founder of Expedition Money, a financial wellness program that helps you get fully invested. And I wanted to actually take a few minutes here and just talk about my income last year because I was fairly pleased with what I was able to earn last year. And this is not to brag or say I've got it figured out. I'm certainly always working on it. And some people have much higher incomes. But to be honest, this is a higher amount of annual income than I ever really thought I would ever do. And so I wanted to talk to you today about where the $423,500 that I earned last year came from. So I'm going to break it down here so that you can understand all of the different sources of income that I have. And I am looking to increase the sources of income because I think it's important to diversify. And one of the reasons that I even have multiple streams of income is because I suffered a job loss early in my career, and it really scared me because I had no savings and no income. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is continue to make sure that I can rely on income that I produce as opposed to money that just is paid to me. Now, a couple things that I want to make sure that I let you know here is one, this is only my income stream. So I am married and my wife works and she has her own income stream, but I'm not including that. I am also giving you gross numbers. So I have expenses that come with running the business. I also have taxes that I pay. I am not taking into account any of those. I am just sharing with you the gross income numbers, and I've got it broken down here. So the first thing is last year I actually worked a job in financial wellness. So I worked full-time 40 hours a week, the normal 3 weeks off a year, and helped build financial wellness programs. It was actually my third financial wellness program for a company. And for that, in 2022, I was paid a total of $124,000. So that's a pretty big chunk of the $423,500. The second source of income that was material for me was from my YouTube channel. So I have a number of YouTube channels like this one that I'm just setting up now. And a couple of those are monetized in that they are part of the YouTube partner program because I've got the views and the subscribers up, and that produces some advertising income that YouTube pays as AdSense income to me. So last year I received $128,000 from my YouTube advertising. Now also, because of my YouTube channels, I can receive some affiliate commissions. So when I talk about some products or talk about services that I post links to, people that follow those links and maybe make a purchase, I can get a commission on that purchase. So those commissions that were paid to me totaled $85,000 last year. Now the other thing is because of those YouTube channels, I was able to get some brand deals, and that is usually working with a company to highlight or to share their product or service, to make a dedicated video about it, to tell people that I'm representing them. And I didn't do a lot of those brand deals, but the ones that I chose are ones that I was really excited about, and I actually got paid decently for those, and those brand deals totaled $28,000 last year. Now, one of the things that happened last year that I was not expecting was a couple of companies reached out to actually hire me as a consultant for some of their products. So I actually worked behind the scenes. This isn't something that ever appeared on any of the channels or that I ever talked about because these deals were pretty private and they had nothing to do with my public-facing side. But because they apparently liked my opinion on some things, they hired me to weigh in on some of their products, branding, and or marketing. And so last year, because of those consulting deals, I was able to bring in an additional $50,000, which was really nice. Another piece of the YouTube channel income is sponsorship. So these are instances where the company would ask me to mention them. So a lot of times you'll see these at the beginning of YouTube channels. They'll promote a game or a product for 30, 60 seconds in their video. And for me, I don't usually do a lot of that. So these sponsorships were a little bit different in that sometimes I was making a video that they would use with their own audiences or in their internal marketing. So I did a variety of some of these smaller sponsorship deals. This didn't come out to a lot of income, but it did add up to $5,000 last year. Now, the other thing that I've had up for a couple of years is online courses, because I use on some of my smaller channels that aren't monetized online courses to generate some income from the people that are following it, because sometimes there just isn't that big of an audience for some topics. And so my online courses last year produced just about $2,000 of income. Now, of course, you can't do anything without merch. And I will tell you what, despite the fact that I got pretty good views last year, merch doesn't just fly off the shelf. And I have a feeling that's something that probably works better for some people and some topics than others. But because some people did buy merch and because it's print on demand, I actually did get some income from it. And last year it totaled just about $1,000. And then something that I've never done before is I actually released 2 books pretty late in the year, but a book about debt, how to get out of debt fast, and then another book called Rated Rated M for Manure, and while they weren't New York Times bestsellers, a few copies did move, and so my income last year total from book sales was $500. Now, if you've been doing the math all along, hopefully that adds up to $423,500. That is gross income. Like I said, what ends up in my pocket is quite a bit less than that. But what I wanted to show you here is that some of these income streams are starting to add up to a decent amount of money, and that's why I wanted to put together this financial wellness channel here to share with you some of the insights, because if you're thinking of doing some of these things, whether you do more or less, sometimes having a few $100s a month come in additional income can be a game changer. Sometimes having $10 or $15 or $20,000 a month of additional income can be a game changer. I will tell you that I've been really happy with this. I would certainly love to see it grow. A lot of these things adjust. The YouTube income can adjust at a moment's notice. The views change a lot, the rates change a lot, the amount of advertisers out there, the season. So you're not totally in control of all of these things. But what I wanted to show you here is that, especially in this program, I am teaching people how to generate new streams of income in addition to, say, their full-time job. And a lot of people are worried about not being able to do it because, hey, I don't have the time, I have a family, my job requires a lot, I don't want to think about things after work, whatever it might be. And I was in the same boat, right? A full-time job with a wife and a child, and I have found ways to life hack it so that you can make the most of the time that you do have and do the meaningful things that hopefully might get you to some additional income. So we'll be covering a lot of that in the Expedition Money program, but if you want to stick with me, I'm going to break down these even in more detail and show you exactly how I'm doing them, so it might give you some ideas to generate your own income streams, and hopefully that'll get you a little closer to your financial dreams. I'm looking forward to talking with you again. I'll see you later.